Welcome, everybody. Once again, here we are. We meet again. Another month has come and gone, and now we have another build competition on the precipice of another amazing event. We have some amazing judges today. We have JPValheim, Balrond, and Chiselchip. So shout out to those guys, and thank you to everyone who tunes in today or goes and watches the VOD afterwards or is interested in doing build comps or participates in these things. We couldn't do it without you guys. So today we have an amazing theme. We have sci-fi. So such a broad theme to even think about because there's so many different elements of sci-fi, from Alien to, Zootopia. There's so many different, from A to Z. There's so many different things you could choose from, and I'm hoping that makes the builds broad and unique today. So I'm ready to get started. Everyone's in voice right now, waiting for us to get started. There's some amazing builds ahead, so get a snack, grab a drink, get comfy. Let's jump into the game. Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
How goes it?
Hello, hello.
Going good. How we doing?
Frantic.
I'm doing pretty well. Just it's hard to think another month has already gone by again, and thank you again, Gatoth, for putting on such an amazing event. It continues to produce banger after banger. This world is just overflowing with such amazing and unique builds. Thanks to, of course, to you.
Very much so.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see as we go further, if we're gonna need to get a new world at some point because we're gonna run out of build room.
Eventually, we'll have to essentially reset the Val-Con server to where the free build zone is empty again, and then we just start again, and then everyone can have a copy of the world seed and do what they wish with it.
That makes sense.
And I hope that you guys do, because all these builds deserve your love and attention because they are incredible. Today we also have some incredible judges with us. We have Balrond, Chiselchip, and JPValheim. Welcome, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
So, I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with each of these individuals, but each of these individuals is an amazing person, a pillar of the Valheim community, and we are honored to have them. Thank you guys again for coming and doing these. Balrond, is this your first build competition you're doing judging for?
Outside of Valcon, yes. I've been the judge on the Valcon and the boat competitions, and this is my first competition as a judge outside of Valcon.
Yeah, because Balrond and I judged the 2-hour comp on Val-Con together.
Yeah, so this would be your first PlainsWalkers.
Yup.
As a PlainsWalkers judge. So, yep. It's awesome to have you. If you guys are not familiar with Balrond's mods, go check him out. He produces some amazing things, from Shipyard to Nature Reborn, like completely redoing and adding new assets to Valheim. So, awesome to have you.
Thanks for having me. Also, I wanted to advertise my newest edition, the Idle NPCs that just came out. Not just 2 weeks ago, barely, but new updates are coming up and even more options are being added. So go check it out, go have some fun. It's a very easy, quick mod to set up with just one click. No additional configs, no complexity to it.
Yeah.
Super cool mod, by the way.
He produces some amazing mods, so if you guys are not familiar, go check those out. It will definitely add a new flavor to your Valheim server. And speaking of unique flavors, we have JPValheim back again. If you guys aren't familiar with JPValheim, he has judged previous competitions, and he produces some amazing Valheim content on YouTube. As far as tutorials, like EWP stuff, welcome again, JPValheim.
Good to be here. Yeah, and I love making content, showing people some of the things that have become possible recently, particularly with scripting and some of Yair's mods, like Expand World Prefabs. You can pretty much rewrite the mechanics of Valheim and keep it all vanilla friendly, and trying to show more people, but they maybe in a year or two people will realize what's going on.
I think
Glad to be
people
here.
definitely are aware of its presence. They just are intimidated by almost seems like a coding side of it, like that you have to know like all the different prefab and variables and stuff that you could use. So your tutorials definitely help ease that process. So if you guys aren't familiar, EWP isn't as daunting as you think, and you can really add some unique things to your server. Thanks, JP, for jumping in and judging today. So we have another guest judge. We have Chiselchip, who rounds out our judging squad today. Welcome, Chiselchip.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I appreciate you being here. I'm not sure if you've judged a build competition in the past, but this is your first build competition judging for a PlainsWalkers More Gaming / Val-Con thing. So welcome.
Yeah.
Did you want to introduce yourself and tell the community who you are?
Yeah, I'm Chiselchip. I absolutely love survival building games. Been doing a lot of Enshrouded lately, as well as Valheim, and super excited for Deep North and everything. Want to jump back into Valheim, especially for that. And yeah, it's great to be here. Love anything building and survival.
Yeah, I think the love of the game is what really brings us all together, not only with Val-Con, but for events like this, and it's awesome to have all three of you here to round out the judging squad. We will go over how judging works a little bit later in the broadcast, but I think that's been about 11 minutes, hasn't it, Gatoth? Is Gatoth muted?
I think he stepped away for a minute.
I think he was busy with some other talk.
Okay. I also noticed that Heimdall didn't make it, and I know he spent some time building something.
I thought I saw him online though.
Yeah, I would be unfortunate to build something amazing and then not have opportunity to show it off.
He's in right now. Well, he's in here.
Oh, he's in the VC.
Oh, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in chat.
I saw him on the server earlier.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was
You there,
gonna
Hamdo?
say.
Hello, can you hear me
There
now?
he is. There you are.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Welcome.
Houston, we got him back.
Is there what kind of Valheim do I need to use to get onto the server? Because I'm trying to log on and it's telling me I have an incompatible version, but I'm using vanilla, so I'm confused.
Oh, there's a mod pack.
It is vanilla in gameplay, but there's a couple things that we use to oversee.
So I use
the
the what's the mod pack called? The Val-Con one?
Yep, it's the one I put in the judges thread. I believe I called it Sci-Fi
But
build comp.
Okay, cool.
yeah, but none should be relevant to get an incompatible message.
That's true. Yeah, they are all client side, I believe.
And when you import
Yeah.
that, you'll need to add server dev commands so that you could fly around and do, judgy things.
Yeah.
Like rain
I'll see.
justice.
I
But
see a lot
which
of. Go ahead.
which mod is he complaining you are incompatible?
Well, if he's
It's
going
an
in vanilla.
incompatible version, like the Valheim version. But I think you're all using the most recent one, so I'll
Yeah,
assume it was
Roblox
something
game
else, and
heavy.
I'll redo it. I didn't know there was another mod pack, so
Well, it's
But-
essentially
but
the same
again-
one. It's just renamed.
But again, if it is the Valheim version, then maybe you are running on the Steam settings like use previous version or something like this.
yeah, I'll check.
I don't think there's a PTB right now. Is there?
You can always set to use the previous version in
Yep.
Steam.
Previous stable.
Yeah.
Want to make sure you guys could all get in here. Did Gatoth ever make it back into voice chat?
He's in voice, just not at his desk, I don't think.
Okay. I'm going to start the timer. He told me that you guys needed an extra 11 minutes, and it's been about that long because I started the stream at about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna start the timer just so that you guys are aware, just so you guys are like, and that they're not scared by all of a sudden there's a countdown timer on, So just a heads up. It starts 1 hour from now. We'll be judging with the 3 judges that we introduced earlier. And of course, we'll go over that whole process for anybody who's new to the event or hasn't watched or participated in one of our events before. So that is going to enable that 60-minute timer. Boom. All right, the countdown has begun. And in less than 60 minutes, Balrond, JP, and Chiselchip will do their thing, and then we can determine who takes Battle Sci-Fi. Balrond, you're a fan of Sci-Fi, right?
To some degree. I'm more into fantasy, actually, but I got my share of science fiction, both games and books. Mostly the biggest fan of Star Wars when it comes to science fiction, but there's some other side books or stories like Hyperion.
So that kind of answers what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, when you're looking at builds, what would you look for in terms of a sci-fi build?
Well, when it comes to science fiction, it mostly comes to one side ships. Other side would be like a very futuristic type of a base that would remind like a floating station in space. Maybe would look something into like Outside Order. Hyperion had a great example that I still keep in my mind. It's an asbestos trees. So if you even come up with some outside concept of a nature that is outside of our reach or understanding, that's also a great type of representation. So even if it's a tree house, as long as it casts some of those scientific outside of bounds of human understanding things, it still probably counts as science fiction.
Right. Now, Chiselchip, I don't know much about what you look for in terms of a sci-fi build. What science fiction are you familiar with? What are your favorite science fiction shows, movies, games?
Favorite science fiction, I guess, when it comes to games. I don't know if any of you are familiar with It Takes Two or the new one, Split Fiction, by the same developers. They have a very great representation of the whole sci-fi genre in one of the authors' worlds, basically. And I agree a lot with Balrond in that sense, with something that's unique that we may not think of in the normal world, but that has like maybe a slightly darker atmosphere feel to it, or more modern, futuristic, interesting, creative ways of incorporating functionality that we might not think to use as like a classic little cozy cottage in the forest, which is what I definitely do for a lot more of my builds. So it's like I would almost say opposite of a lot of things that I do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just interesting futuristic things that maybe using new pieces that maybe aren't like traditional or something like that.
Gotcha. JP, did you ever get your mod pack situated?
No, I think possibly I'm trying to log into the wrong server.
I put the connection info in the judges chat if you just want to manually add it and connect there.
Yeah.
Are you able to briefly talk
that's
about
what's happening? So I was
Okay.
logging into the server that was pinned in the other chat.
Oh, in New Dawn?
Probably, yeah. Whatever has mount up restored, old tameable, world advancement, progression, and these kind of mods on the server.
Yeah, it's New Dawn.
Yep, that's my creation, partly at least.
Balrond's Frankenstein. Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
That sounds that if Balrond has a Frankenstein, that sounds cool.
So
The whole
are you?
laboratory.
What was that, Balrond?
I said it was a whole laboratory, not just a single Frankenstein.
That's very true. There are
A
multiple
lab that makes
experiments.
Frankensteins.
So JP, what are your favorite? Can you briefly talk about your favorite sci-fi?
To be honest, as soon as I think sci-fi, I immediately think of Dakar and his like building style. Because mostly, once I started talking to him more, that's when I learned more about sci-fi stuff. But prior, I knew of sci-fi from things like Star Wars and Star Trek. But to me, sci-fi as games personally, it's really just Star Wars. That's the kind of things that I thought of as sci-fi. But at the same time, Star Wars is like sci-fi, but it's in the past. So is it fully sci-fi? I don't even know.
I kind of want to think in the West, it's kind of like maybe like the Godfather of sci-fi. I want to say, like, because back then it was like there was Star Trek and there was Star Wars, and then there were the little things that were similar to one of those two, like Battlestar Galactica and stuff like that. So I think I want to say Star Wars is a pillar of like what we see as Western science fiction.
So with Warhammer, that's sci-fi, right?
Yep.
So
Warhammer,
in my head, Warhammer's like
StarCraft,
modern sci-fi.
all those science fiction epics.
I
Well, see,
imagine Gears.
That's the issue we were having, is there's so many subgenres of sci-fi. It's like, what do we pick? Do we
And-
pick something everybody knows? Once they walk in, they're going to go,
Right.
oh, I know what that is.
That's why it makes such a good theme, is because there's so many things to look at and to pull from. It makes each build feel different, having that broad of a theme. It's actually good for a build competition.
And, you know, how do I not make the mistake of, oh, I chose a 36-hour build for a 24-hour build competition?
Yeah. So I think I just
The
saw
eternal
JP
struggle.
pop in.
Yeah, now that I'm logging into the correct server. I was trying to log into the Riverheim server.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's a good one. It's very active and quite popular, the way Stoned used the rivers on that world. Makes
I've heard
most
good
useful
things
game.
about it.
There's
Yeah.
a streamer that I watch that's using the Riverheim mod, but I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, you
but,
can essentially use the pack on any new world, I'm pretty sure. When it generates, it's going to use the same configuration. So you can make your own Riverheim in a way. 52 minutes and 39 seconds are left in the build competition. Are our participants ready for us to start flying around? And does anyone not want us to come and take a look?
I would like to hide mine until the reveal. Yeah.
how
Same.
many
No
minutes did you
picnics.
say were left?
52 minutes and now 15 seconds.
Okay, so you did give them the time back.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I gave them a little bit more, actually. I gave them like 13 minutes.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you, Bjorno. And
Yeah.
we as well would like, well, I don't know.
Keep it a secret. Go on.
Can everyone make sure that their map icons are on? I just want to make sure I get pinned where everybody's at, so it's easier when we judge.
We have collectively decided we don't really give a shit if you come look at our build or not before that.
Quite cocky of you.
I'll be happy to wait and see as much completion as possible. I don't want to have
I'm
like a
still
full
going.
start of seeing some build and having it as an incomplete story, because every detail matters.
It's very true.
Speaking of stories, I have one for our build. Would the judges like me to DM them a copy of that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess we could look at previous builds if you guys want to. There's tons of builds to look at. The one that me and Balrond is at is our previous winner. Conshonery and Caterfly. These towers, these blue towers are... Yeah, there was a reason I respawned in here.
I actually haven't been back to the build since we did it I'd like to look at it again.
It is an amazing build overall, not just the complete size, but the story and detail in it gave well a lot of more life to it. And going through it as a story, because I joined you guys last time, just observing it, and I was absolutely well speechless. Yeah, that's the right word. Speechless about like what it became. I didn't suspect that. Like I seen the first part, then the second part, and then the grand size of the castle. That was something different.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this is
Glad to hear that. We went a little bit different direction this time. A little less size and more detail.
I like that you
hopefully the
always
same
decorate your roofs like on top. Like with the last time it was the mushrooms on the little hut roofs. Now it was those are swords, right?
Spears. But yeah,
Spears.
electric spears.
So yeah, I like that because a lot of people, once the roof is complete, they're like, they just want to be done with the roof. So to go back and be like, I need to add more to the roof, it shows really. You and Caterfly's build is just incredible.
I think what that stemmed from was I wanted more taper to the roof and for it to really taper to a fine tip, and I couldn't get that with roof pieces. And that's why I added the flame metal as like more tiers. And then in my head I was like, well, it needs to be lit then so you can see it, right? So that was my thought. Funny enough, in this one, there's no discernible roof in the entire build. So prepare yourselves.
And I want to add one more thing about the last winner and the overall concept. One of the little details that actually matches with today's theme as well, because in the last winner's build we had golden trees made out of coins. If we think about it in the terms of what science fiction is, this is actually one of the things that I could be happy to see in the science fiction, not just a fantasy or world of magic, but the futuristic world. As I mentioned, the Hyperion asbestos tree, a golden tree would be also something fun to see.
Well, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
We took some notes from the last build, so without giving much away, that's all I'm going to say.
Builds here always surprise me. It's
we tried to go off the
genuinely
wall
fascinating.
with this one, so it should be fun to reveal. I'm excited.
I realized after doing about 50 of these events, like, to never come in with any expectations because they will be exceeded heavily. And not only that, but what you think about as a theme. You come in expecting, okay, all these cliche popular builds that they're probably going to do, like, for example, with Grimm's Fairy Tales, you know all the big ones. And you expect to see things like that, but then people pull something out of left field and just blow you away every time.
Hey judges, I just direct message you our story so our build will make sense.
Thanks.
Perfect.
You have a script.
Oh, we went all labor of love on this one. So.
Does everyone have their map markers on? I only see like 5 map markers.
I'm hiding.
You're hiding?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Very sneaky peeking, but I'm hiding. Yeah, no, I'm still... I need like 6 more hours. Actually, I need like 10 more weeks. It's just, yeah, there you go.
Hey, Happy. Not much. Only about 14 minutes or so, or what, 15-ish. Yeah, we haven't even started looking at the builds yet because a lot of them don't want us to peek at them. So we were looking at the winning build from last month. So you haven't missed anything.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Real life's intruded just for a moment, so I'm just going to have to disconnect.
I normally fly around a bunch and look at everything, but I'll respect everything this time and just sit in the beginning and wait.
There are some games that we could play. at
It's
spawn.
cool exploring the Val-Con area. Normally, I don't have the time to, but it's a cool little starting place. I like the cinema. That's where I am right now.
Exactly, Happy.
The Val-Con starting area was absolutely amazing. The amount of detail to like a convention scene. So actually have a cinema, maps, all explained in game as I would be actually joining some kind of a convention.
Yeah, Stone Prophet designed the starting area, so shout out to Stoned. I know he spent a lot of time on it, and even at the end, he was still very nervous about how it would be received. So,
He does great work.
yeah, it's awesome to be working with him when it comes to Val-Con. So here's our free build portal hub. So many portals, each going to a unique build. You all got an opportunity to build your portals, right?
We do have
Our
a
builders.
portal.
Wow, so secretive.
I didn't build
I
mine
think
yet. No.
everyone's portals are connected. We're just not saying much because we're
Exactly,
all kind of
yep.
to finish.
Well,
Yeah, we're scrambling to get
it's
the
not
last bit.
super strenuous yet. I mean, you guys got 43 minutes. I mean, it's not like you guys got 4 minutes.
Yeah, we have a whole city left to build, so we gotta focus.
Okay, okay.
Kidding. Nah, we're down to little details now.
Ban this bot.
Oh, come on, you don't want the best viewers?
No.
I don't know why they still bother doing that. Does anybody actually fall for that?
No. I
can't
mean, maybe a
imagine.
first-time viewer, a first-time streamer.
I think like when people first start streaming in general, they're kind of vulnerable to pay for things, if that makes sense, because they don't really know
Yeah.
what's going on.
For sure.
There's no shortcut to hard work, to be honest. You just gotta stream. That's why we do 12 months of these build competitions. Like, you just gotta put in the hours.
Grind it till you find it.
I like
Very
that.
true. Val-Con server needs an Enigma path.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've that's almost public. There's like the main parts of it are all done, but now I'm playtesting it and fixing things, right? Which is like the long part, I guess.
Enigma is your creation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like this. It's what I call the scripts on Path of Magic, and now I've been going through and making everything. The idea is that you can take an existing world, or you can make a new world, and you can just put the scripts on top of it, and it can like rewrites all the mechanics. So you then have a more long-lasting Valheim world. It's like to make it more compatible as kind of like a miniature MMO instead of a temporary kind of board game kind of thing. So obviously to do that, I had to change loads of things because so many of them are based on getting it once and then going to the next. But that's just not really compatible in the long run. You need things to be attritted from like the game design perspective. So it's all about that.
I was watching 9byte's latest video about the updates they did to the RPG map, and he said that there was a new variable you could use called field, where you can essentially make anything require a key of like any prefab. Is that true?
Sort of. He's talking about field edits. So
Yeah.
there are things that change that allow field edits to be done more easily, right? And that whole map is done pretty much with world edit commands and Infinity Hammer. So everything that they do, they like log into the world file and do it either with commands or directly adjusting a field of the game object. And when it's done that way, it takes longer, but you're able to make a map file that you could play on an Xbox, you could play on any client that can load Valheim. Whereas if you use scripts, you need to have EWP there. You need to install that on the client. So it's not really compatible for them on the adventure map to use scripts because of their intention of having a map file that anyone can play. Make sense?
It does, yes.
They do incredible work.
I was
I'll be
literally
showing off
thinking
that
that. It's
Heimdiver
incredible
thing
what they're
more
doing.
soon. That Dakar's working on, and that's crazy. It's gonna be really cool when he launches that.
I mean, that's a pretty good segue to announce that we have our guest judges for our October event.
Sounds like Dakar's there.
I got 9byte and Dakar as guest judges. They'll be here in October, and
That's gonna be awesome.
we're going to be talking nothing but the RPG map with them as they judge the builds. And I'm trying to see if we can get it to where the winning build is featured on the RPG map. So, exciting times.
I can't speak for them, but I mean, 9byte in particular does a lot of community stuff, so I could see that being something they make a spot for.
Yeah. And they asked me for a list of all the themes we've done, so I know that they're brainstorming. They may even have a hand in what the theme is. So it's a special edition of the build competition in October. September will be a normal event. Gatoth will do all his normal things for that, but October, just wanted to announce that because they have done amazing things, like you said, with the RPG map. It's incredible. And I know that they're very proactive about squashing bugs. A lot of bugs were fixed recently within the last couple of days. So shout out to those guys. Where'd you guys go?
I think everyone's here.
No, I mean like in the world.
I'm here with Balrond and Chiselchip. We are sitting in front of a portal.
In the
Somewhere.
area.
Yeah, there are multiple portals where we are. It is in the meadows.
Sucks not being able to have the TV screen. 37 minutes and 44 seconds, everybody. Welcome to all of you who just joined on Twitch. We still are about 37 minutes away from our judging phase. I can briefly go over what that's going to look like. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. Alright, so the scoring for this, if anyone's not familiar, you get 10 points just for showing up, so none of these builds are a 0. I mention this every time we do these events. If you show up and put in the time doing one of our events, that we appreciate that. And no build is a 0 in our mind and in our hearts, so you get 10 points for that. Then you get 1 to 10 points for the aesthetics of the build, the visual impact and the cohesion of the build. When you look at it, does it pop? Does it have does it feel sharp everywhere you look? Is every little nook and cranny have detail? Then you get 1 to 10 points for creativity. So is it unique? Is it a build you've never seen before? Did they do something you've never seen before, like the spears in the roofs at the previous build we were looking at? Would be a very good way to explain creativity. Functionality. How well does the build serve its intended purpose? If it's a castle, does it feel like a castle? Do you go inside? Is there a room for the armory? Is there an area where troops would gear up? Is there storage for those things? All those come together and make a full build. And all these things matter when it comes to the total, the complete idea when it's presented to the judging. And of course we have a community poll that we do after the judges wrap up with their scores. You guys can go and vote on what your favorite build was today Even the people who built today can vote. Just don't vote for yourself. That's all we ask. And your points are added to the total scores at the end. Any questions, anybody? I think you've all of our participants today have built before. So I think you guys are all set. But of course, if you guys have any questions, let me know. All right. 35 minutes remains. No pressure, right, Happy? It's hard to believe how many people had a hand in building this server. Even more with the people who are building for these build competitions on it. It's just ridiculous. Hundreds and hundreds of people.
This time I have one question. The
What's that?
judges, are you using the lightning change? Also, you use TOD, time of day, to make it daytime?
I just use whatever's happening on the server unless the person says to use something specific. But it's a good question because probably people will use TOD 4 or 04 or 05.
Yeah, we did that last competition. We had different times for different parts of the build that
Yeah.
we requested.
If you're building today, be sure to let us know what environment we should be using and what time of day, because certain aspects of your build depend on those. So don't be shy about having us change those parameters in order to get the right effect when presenting your build.
Perfect.
Can't wait to see some very creative build. Every time I do watch, just as a visitor, I'm usually getting inspired to create even more interesting things and shapes for my mods. So can't wait to see what's gonna bring this time.
I think the secrecy kind of tells a little bit. People are going all out, and they really don't want you to experience the full thing until it's ready. That says a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of get it because I'm always very happy to see what users of my mods come up with, like how weird of a build they create or how amazing it's gonna be, and share the screenshots on my Discord. So I'm always encouraging people to try to build as much as they can.
And I know that there was some plans for a build competition with only your mods, so that would be really interesting event. I'm thinking we could probably do it in December or January. I don't know how everyone's, vacations are going to go, but we can all come back and have something like that. Cold times in North America is typically more eventful for participation. People don't want to go outside.
For me, it seems great. Like, I would love to see a competition made using my mods and see what people could come up with when they have like open doors to a little bit more options. Also, when I was first thinking about it, because we once had a chat about it, I was wondering about the November, but we probably already have plans for the November competitions.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about November. It's October. It's the only one really that's set in stone. So, yeah, we could definitely look at November if we want to do it before the vacation. Everyone takes vacations.
Yeah, and one thing, it'd be amazing to see it this early on. Second thing, my birthday's in November, so seeing something like this as a kind of a birthday gift from the community would be absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, and I'm sure you could do something cool with the winning build. I mean, the skies are endless, right? We've essentially been able to go to you with any suggestions, and you can make them reality.
Yep, and I already did encourage some people and had talks with few streamers and creators like Valheim or Consonnery about creating some builds and structures for changes done to my mod for future, as I do plan to create my own set of random generated locations, but as I'm not an awesome builder, I would rather use build made by my users and by fans. So I'm absolutely open for any plan build you come up with. Just come to me, show it to me, so I'll be able to upload it, and we'll see if I'll be able to place it in the game for everyone to have.
So that build competition is going to be a little different than November one. Nothing that we're talking about right now is set in stone, so just so everyone knows, like, we still have to talk about this, and but our intention was to have it be a week-long event. So this would be, you would have way more time to work on your build. This would be 7 times longer than our current event. So way more impressive builds, in my opinion, if you have an entire week. You can really get into the tiny details of each build presentation. Do you think a week would be long enough to really learn what you could do with your mods, Balrond?
From one side, yes, probably. From another, I think, well, let's be fair. I added over 300 new build pieces to the game through 3 of my mods. And so learning the capability, like the base capabilities, sure, but seeing how creative the participants usually are, I think they probably would love to have a little bit more time. So if you have a chance, go play with my mods, see what there is in the store for you.
Yeah, I think if we had a week with Balrond stuff, that would be really good, just to be able to experiment, and if people don't have a chance to try it beforehand, especially.
Yeah, like, it's just hard to even think about, like, all the different new pieces that have been added just to Nature Reborn alone.
Yeah, it's...
So...
We did a little play test a while back, and just looking through the menus was overwhelming.
The newest thing that will show up in my mods, and you will be able to experience it even before getting into the whole November competition. I decided to create a new angle set of pieces as I figure out how to create the 64-degree pieces and to extend the abilities of even building basic roof, basing angled pieces.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yep.
So I know on New Dawn, I logged on the other day, and feelings with bows, really?
Yeah, the humanoid randomizer, I believe that's the one, essentially gives all the humanoid monsters different setups. Like, you'll run into a Draugr that's using a Frostner or something.
Yeah, they get wild.
Yep, they get pretty fun. Each of humanoids has around 50 different options of equipment, and each of equipment has its own set of skills as well that also get randomized, so there are no clear attack patterns for them.
Absolutely crazy. You run into a mini-boss, essentially, at that point.
Well, each group of skeletons can definitely be a challenge. Just look out on the skeletons that have like a rainbow glow on their heads. It means you found the Grand Mage. Pretty rare, pretty extreme.
Indeed, and then that's not even including the elven people running around outside having a war of their own in your backyard.
Well, now they have a clear enemy that can actually defend themselves.
Yep. And thanks again for everything you've done, Balrond, on New Dawn. We are getting ready to launch our 3rd phase of New Dawn. We're going to make some custom dungeons. Those are currently being worked on to add a little bit more flavor, a little bit more dungeon crawling. I know that was one of the big things when we asked our community what new content you'd really like to see the most, and new dungeons was definitely very popular. So to have a couple dozen new dungeons means more replayability for the Valheim community overall. And we're using Odin's Hollow to do that, so these come with pre-built pieces that you can essentially use. So shout out to those guys for making that mod. Absolutely incredible. And I know Berserk was going to also work heavily on it alongside Eva. So, and I know Balrond intends to update the server again and add a couple more things. What were you thinking, Balrond?
Well, few little things were already added. One of the planned features was adding the little flavor text, for example, for every dungeon you visit. So every location you find, a farm, a goblin village, a dungeon, sunken crypt, will have now its own unique name that will stay with it. So whenever you're visiting that dungeon, you actually will remember or know which of those was having what. Things just to the simple fact of having a name you can share with your friends or written down.
Yeah, it just makes it to where every dungeon doesn't feel the same. That's just a little bit of extra flavor on top. A little bit more replayability.
And that was just a small little change for the flavor. Other multiple changes that were already placed within my mods were setting, for example, our boss altar to be unique. And this way you'll always have only one chance to find your altar in the whole world for each boss. That makes the game a little bit more harder and a little bit more challenging, and makes the Vigvisor stone actually pretty important.
It does, for sure. Time check, 23 minutes, 44 seconds, everyone.
So if you want to know more, I'm happy to tell you about other mods like the Monster Mayhem that also was added. Other than Humanoid Randomizer, the Monster Mayhem is there to add actual new monsters with, well, some new custom variants as well.
I'm really looking forward to that one. So, Chiselchip, what are you working on currently?
Currently, I've been doing some checking out Grounded 2. And then, yeah, like I was saying, doing a big forest village build in Enshrouded. As far as Valheim goes, last build that I really did was back at the Val-Con event, experimenting with a really small, compact troll cave house in the entrance of a troll cave, just Vanilla Valheim. That was a lot of fun. And then, yeah, just kind of perfecting some other builds and everything, and then eventually Deep North drops. I want to go back to it with the nostalgia and do a whole fresh playthrough and checking it out in its full glory and everything, because Valheim was one of the first survival games with those types of graphics that I really got into and enjoyed, aside from like Minecraft and things back in the day. So yeah, it's got a good place in my heart.
So, I know I ask most everyone who judges here about why they like Valheim, but you mentioned the graphics specifically. Is it the retro graphics that did it for you?
Yeah, I think coming from mostly doing lots of builds in Minecraft prior, it was the first game that really turned me on to like, oh wow, we have terraforming, we have all these pieces, and everything to be creative like I could in Minecraft, you know, obviously not with like the blocky style, but having it look like that. And then also just the artistic stuff, I guess it wasn't what hooked me initially, but it's what kept me in it with the sort of coziness of it. I mean, just having every biome have such a unique vibe to sort of hang out in and build in was, yeah, really kept it interesting. It's such a simple game at its core, but has, you know, is kind of purposely done in that way to leave a lot of room for imagination and creativity, and I really like that. I really like the style personally, having it be kind of not going for like a hyper realism look, because it really does add room for the imagination and sort of the cozy feel to everything.
There's no other game that really looks or feels like Valheim, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You get lots of games that try to imitate it, but they never quite feel like Valheim.
Right. It's very unique. It's very unique. That's something I do love about it. You know, there's a lot of other games that I try and everything, being a creator, and there's lots of like copies of others or very similar styles to others of just packs that they'll take off the Epic Game Store or something and throw together to create the environment of the game. But Valheim's, they really did a unique feel for the art style and graphics and everything. It really, it's Valheim for sure.
And when Deep North, is there anything that you're looking for specifically to be included in the last biome to kind of round out Valheim and complete the saga?
Well, I love the idea of having more of a flat area in a cold biome to go all out with like a really cool winter Viking village. I've loved to do like little cabins or castles or things in the mountain biome, but sort of having more of like on the coast mountains feel environmentally will be awesome. And oddly, I think one of my most anticipated things was in one of the little sneak peek images we got a look at 60-degree roofs in Vanilla Valheim. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to, is more build pieces as a builder. Sort of having those and things, because I've come up with all kinds of crazy ways of doing steep roofs or other things without using Gizmo, and it'll be interesting when when they come out with more in that realm to sort of complete the building system. So I am looking forward to that especially.
So I'm hearing rumors that the new creatures in the Deep North essentially kidnap you and bring you down into these tunnels that are underneath the ground. Have you seen or heard about what the new mob, the one in the trailer, is going to do? Or
not a lot, little bits and pieces, but yeah, it's gonna be, a lot of it is still a mystery to me. From that standpoint, I think they're really teasing a lot of stuff, whether it's mobs that inhabit pre-made structures in the Deep North or other things. And I've also loved when they've mentioned the concept of having the two opposites to the biome, of bringing like a very cozy feel to some areas for you to just settle down fairly mob free and build a little home in the winter feel. And then also making it compatible with Ashlands in terms of the combat style for you to be able to venture into some crazy situations in the Deep North. So yeah, I love that they're kind of taking that into account of, making it very buildable, friendly, cozy, as well as having some very unique, interesting things. So I'm curious to see how it turns out when they share more.
I think the people that really enjoy building in the mountains will find the Deep North to be what they're looking for, because the mountains, you only get so much of them, and they're only so big, and you'll only have so much space to build on them. Whereas in the Deep North, you have that atmosphere, but you have it everywhere. So, I really think Deep North is really gonna bring what is missing, that feel from the mountains. When 1.0 releases,
create like a deep, thick, snowy forest feel as well.
Yeah.
Something kind of unique in that way. I think a lot of people will love that for sure.
I would like to see personally them do like a different cape or something for the Deep North, like the one you have for the mountains. You're still gonna freeze to death if you have that cape. Maybe they have something different.
Yeah, I think they probably will. Most likely, what's going to kill you in the Deep North is going to be the cold, right? So you're going to go there, and it's going to be so cold, even colder than the mountains, and you'll probably get the freezing effect immediately, and you'll probably need to bring potions with you to kind of survive at the beginning. Or they may go out of left field like they did with the fortresses in Ashlands and make it completely unique and something we weren't expecting. Maybe you need to go into these caves in order to survive.
Yeah.
Well, one more thing that we can actually expect would be probably some effect on the sea. Similar to how we had the boiling water in Ashlands, I assume we'll be having some similar effects of freezing in the water in Deep North, as there are already fields prepared in the game files for that.
I feel like at that point you would need to add something to the ship construction in order to put a what's the thing on the front of the ship you used to break the ice? Add that to the Drakkar ship.
The prow.
Yeah, and then
I think
that way you
in
can
their
break in.
heads they've talked about Ashlands in the Deep North being. It's not like you do Ashlands and then Deep North. They're peers. So the mentality that Balrond's saying, I think, is probably accurate, because you get the Drakkar and the Mistlands, and then you're basically faced with sort of a choice. At least, I don't know if that's the direction they're gonna decide ultimately, but that's what the impression I've gotten from when I've listened to them speak about it.
That makes sense, because a lot of people complain that the Ashlands was just incredibly difficult, and they ended up nerfing a lot of the Ashlands, so it doesn't make sense for them to make another biome above that increases the difficulty even further. It makes sense to just make Deep North parallel with the Ashlands. And then you just choose which direction you want to go, and then...
I'm definitely very excited, because the thing that Iron Gate does really well is make assets that look cool in these things. And if you look at, like, for example, things like the Hilders update and compare it to the Bogwitch update, there's this clear showcase of lessons that they've learned, right? And I think the same thing happened with Ashlands, where if you look at the amount of variability in the monsters, their attacks, their animations, and the weapon types, especially with the gem systems and everything, there's loads of options, and it's more of a problem now of like, okay, there's all these awesome, powerful weapons, but like, what do you use them on, right? So it's really interesting from my perspective to imagine, like, okay, now when Deep North comes out, they're actually gonna like unlock all the stuff. There's no more like, we'll give them these build pieces later, which they mention in interviews. At least Grim has said that a couple times. So it's gonna be really cool seeing all the stuff that we can then use, not just as like a building perspective, but for me and like anyone who does vanilla server dev stuff, all the assets are yours to rework into new mechanics. And like a lot of Palm, maybe like 10% of Palm uses the Fader fight, because the mechanics and the visuals of the Fader fight are so good, and the sound effects, they're so unique and obvious, and the particle animations and everything are awesome. So to tie it back to what you were talking about earlier, for me, the art, it's not that it looks like a retro game. I know people say that. I don't get retro PC games I don't get that vibe from Valheim. I love retro PC games. Those are the games I usually play when I'm not playing Valheim. But Valheim doesn't give that to me. What Valheim gives me is this satisfaction of the contrast of color. And it does that in a lower poly way. So in that sense, it's more retro. But really what it does is it shows you blues and reds, and it shows you purples and green. It does this really good job of showing you colors, and it's just very satisfying to look at. So that's why I like Valheim's art style. They
Yeah,
do
it's
a really
very
good job with that.
It's a very good lesson in design of how they made it, because you don't need high definition models to create a good style.
I mean, I've seen builds that my brain explodes, and I'm looking at a low poly build like made in Valheim. So to see something like that and compare it to a painting, it just goes to show that they created something simple, but they perfected it. So shout out.
Please.
But one part, if
11
you
and
add,
a half.
Right. At the moment, the time is against Iron Gate, because if you see what the community have created in the meantime in terms of content, now if you JP have just made the video about this not Deep North, but what kind, Ice North, or how it's called. They made a polar bear and all these amazing content. So
Are
it
you
will
talking about
be
Therese's stuff? I think maybe.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, showing off all the modders. Yeah.
Well,
And if they wait again another year to release Deep North, then they really have to compete with their content against the community content.
well, and speaking of the content of the game, I have a lot of gamer friends that they want new content. Like, I gotta have it now. I gotta have it every month. I gotta have something, you know. And the thing that impressed me about the team from Iron Gate and all the developers of Valheim is quality over quantity. I mean, I play a game that has a new release every week, and yeah, that's nice, but it's buggy. So,
Well, it's a good thing because at the very beginning, they decided that they weren't going to become a large studio, and they stuck to that plan, and they never wavered. And that's why I have so much respect for Iron Gate, is because they know who they are and they know what they could do, and they're not trying to be some giant AAA studio. They just want to be. They want to go in. They want to be creative. They want to build new things, and they want to be able to take their time on them and perfect them. And I really appreciate that.
well, and I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I have probably 2,000 times over gotten my $20 worth out of this game. So,
Dude,
you know,
I'm approaching 3,000 hours, and I know that is small in comparison to some people. But I've never spent 3,000 hours in any other game ever.
Yep. I've never spent 2,700 hours in a game.
I remember when I was a kid,
Lord.
spending 60 hours in Final Fantasy VII was considered hardcore. Now, this dwarfs that by a very large amount.
But there again, like what you guys were discussing earlier, there is so much you can do with Valheim. I mean, if you are good with the world edit commands, and you know, you can create this experience for people, and that's why I keep coming back to Valheim. It's an experience, just plain and simple. No matter what server I get on, it's a different experience. And speaking of that, JP, I do need to get on your server. No map, no portal. I have not had that experience yet.
Oh, that's going to be real fun. Expect lots of pathing and signage usage, and yeah, it's really fun.
There will be
Wish it
lots
was
of
just
cussing,
that,
I'm
to be
sure.
honest. It's more, honestly, at this point, there's like 6,400 changes. So there's so many changes that they overlap in ways that I don't even really know why they're happening. So when I play on the server, I don't know what's going to happen, just to give that some perspective. So the no map, no portal thing, it's like, it's not really accurate to think of it as a no map, no portal server, because the actual vanilla no map, no portal experience is incredibly challenging. You need to know Valheim really well in order to enjoy that gameplay. It's very different when you use no map, no portal on a server that's already pathed with communities present. And so the mentality that I use for Path of Magic isn't like, oh, here's this really hard experience. It's like, let's make the world really hard and challenging to force players to have to work together. That's so, well, yes, it is like a no map, no portal server. At the same time, it is more about making it so dangerous that it's more immersive in the long run, because it takes longer to become powerful and progress through the world because of that challenge. But I would like to make one comment, because I agree with both sides, to be honest. I do want to say, like, we can be overly positive to Iron Gate sometimes, and it's true that they haven't tried to make more money out of us, and that's something to admire. There's many things to admire about Iron Gate, don't get me wrong, but to not acknowledge the fact that they have a huge disconnection with the player base, and that most of the player base is gone. I personally, from a game development perspective, notice that, and I see that at least in the things I do, I want to learn from Iron Gate. I want to learn from Valheim, but I don't want to be what they did, because they've made more people resentful of their game than appreciative of their game, and I don't think they deserve that. It's how things played out. They couldn't know there was going to be a pandemic and millions of people all over the world were going to be forced into their houses to play games. They couldn't have known that was going to happen. But I just want to give credit to that I understand when people are frustrated with them, and maybe we shouldn't always just speak so blindly positively of them, because I think this alienates some of the players even further. And there's a lot of toxicity in the modding scene that is a problem as well. That's something I don't, even just making videos, when I make a video, I learn about all of the dramas people have with each other, and like, I want to help, I want to figure out how to deal with it. And I think part of the problem is that we're just not willing to really talk about the important things, if that makes sense.
Well, the other part of the problem is very simple. We are all human.
Less than 5 minutes, everybody. 5 minutes. So the great thing about them is there was a time when Iron Gate and the people who worked there would talk to the community, and from what I gathered by having interviews with both Grim and Jonathan, was that they were people just like us, like you said, and they have their own wants and dreams, and they have their own goals, and they will do essentially what they want to do, and they feel like the community is just going to have to deal with it. They told everyone, hey, the roadmap, we're just going to ditch it, and we're just going to go at our own pace, and if you don't like it, then oh well, that's how it's going to be. And I think that kind of, like you said, it alienated a lot of people. The game was $20, and people invested all that time and effort into it, thousands of hours, and essentially we're done, and months and months and months, sometimes years went by with no updates.
I think, honestly, the biggest reason people are so angry at them is because they have made it a huge gap. And as much as I love mods fill the role of the actual developer. And because of that delay, not everyone wants to play with mods, so they have that angst against the developer for not releasing content as fast as the people who do mods, which don't charge for it either. So yeah, that's my take on it as well. Like, I love the game and everyone that I've ever played game with, but there are definitely things that they could have done better and could still do better. Like, I still don't think they're communicating enough, especially, even just small updates. So yeah, there's definitely room for improvement, and they used to comment and post and interact with the community a huge amount, and it's really dipped off in the last couple of years. So
well, and when you take it in comparison to other survival games we played, like, I could sit down and make a list of, for instance, things that Enshrouded got right that Valheim didn't get right. But there's things that Valheim got right that, in my opinion, other games didn't get right. And I do agree with, I don't feel like that there's, the town halls and the communication that there used to be. And, maybe somebody needs to bring that up to them and just have that conversation.
Like, in saying all this stuff though, like, every single survival game I have ever played since Valheim was released, I always compare it to Valheim, and 99% of the time I will not enjoy the game that I'm playing and I will come back to Valheim. I don't know why, it just happens. I have so many hundreds and thousands of hours in games, and this is the one that has the most apart from World of Warcraft. So yeah, they did the right thing, they just haven't continued to communicate as effectively as what they did when it first came out.
Well,
a minute and a half, everybody. A minute and a half. Go ahead, Gato.
I also don't. Go on, Gat.
I was just going to say, for me, it's been the community. Once I got away from some of the toxicity of a former Valheim community that I belonged to and came into PlainsWalkers and got to know the good folks in the community as opposed to the ones that wanted it to be about them, then, you know, I really started to enjoy the game.
Yeah, and that's I think you're on to the guts of it, the truth of it, is that there's some design philosophies present in Valheim itself that don't count for the fact that Valheim gameplay can form communities. And ultimately, because it's designed as a game that's meant to be played with people you already know, and there is almost zero actual gameplay cognition focused on this notion of forming a community through the game. Ultimately, it's up to us to fix those things. Iron Gate's never going to. And that's sort of the thing
4,
I kind of want to get at.
2, 1. Sorry, JP, but time is up. You can go and continue your thought, but that is the end of the event. Everyone, please put your hammers down. Go ahead, JP. What were you going to say?
Just it boils down to the community and what we do. Just as Gatoth said, that's why people come back to Valheim. You can form a really cool community using Valheim. And it's up to us as the players and the participants and the hosts of these communities to show people how to do it, because Iron Gate doesn't really know.
Well, and I mean, look what we as a community did in Val-Con. I mean, I had never before heard of an online gaming convention that took place as your character in a game generated world. I mean, that was just, to me, that was mind blowing.
The fact that everyone came together, so many content creators came together and collabed, probably what is the biggest gaming collaboration of all time, in my opinion. I don't think anyone's ever collabed with over 100 content creators on one thing before. So even the
Definitely not with Valheim.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. And with that, we will take a brief break while the judges get situated. We will move up into the New Dawn voice channel, and we will begin the judging phase when we return. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
That's first.
plains. We're building empires of a new age. The music of the hammers on the nails. The architects have all come with the wind in their sails. The judges come to say, let's take a look at your fine display. We built our best, did all we could. We did our best to try and win the day. Vanilla only competition. Good addition. Vanilla only build competition. Good addition. Good addition. The good addition. Good addition. The sun came up and led the way. The PlainsWalkers built it, and the PlainsWalkers will stay. The horn was blown, the gates open wide. It was time for the judges to arrive. The judges come to say, let's take a look at your fine display. We built our best, did all we could. We did our best to try and win the day. Vanilla only build competition. Good addition. Good addition. The sun came up and lit the way. The PlainsWalkers built it, and the PlainsWalkers will stay. The horn was blown, the gates open wide. It was time for the judges to arrive. The judges come to say, let's take a look at your fine display. We built our best, did all we could. We did our best to try and win the day. V-O-O-B-C. Vanilla only build competition. Competition. Vanilla only build competition. Good addition. Vanilla only build competition.
We are back.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Hey guys.
Valheim's a good game for that. Hello, hello.
Alright. Hey.
Did we all get into the separate voice channel?
It's JP and I. Let's see how many.
You're
the
short
three
of
of us
Balrond.
right
Yeah, I'm
now.
gonna pull Balrond up.
You got yoinked.
Who got him? Me? Me?
Hello, hello.
Oh, right. Well, I'll finish that next time.
Sorry, we are back, and we're ready to start judging. I know that for some people it's getting kind of late in Europe, so I think everyone's ready to find out what we're going to be judging today.
All right.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the map and see who's closest to us, and we'll get someone moved in here, and we'll begin the judging phase. All right, we should start seeing some map markers pop up here.
Got left off in Teen Z over there.
Let's do... Where's Bree at?
Let's see.
I DM'd her, but I don't see her map marker.
Yeah.
Let me jump down real quick. I'll be right back.
Dash Sci-Fi. Is that what you have?
It will be now.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Are we ready to
right.
begin judging? Bree, I still don't see your map marker on.
Oh, hang on, I'm repairing. Wait.
She's down under.
I'm hiding. But yes, no, I've just put it on.
Okay, do you mind going first, or did you want us to do yours towards the end?
I'm still repairing, so if you can let me finish that, that'd be great.
Okay.
It's raining.
I don't mind going first.
All right, we could do Heimdall's first. We'll jump up, and we'll pull you up, and we'll get started. Good luck, everyone. All right, so first one, sorry to interrupt, is going to be Heimdall.
All right.
Okay, time to teleport then.
Yeah, funny timing. I think most design-oriented people, or like game design-oriented people, have some level of hesitation towards portals. But most players like them a lot, right?
Thanks, Valheim Gal. Oh, okay. This is already going to be really cool. Oh, okay. We're at Heimdall's. Let me know when you guys get here, the judges.
All right. I am in the water underneath Heimdall's base. That is all good though, because I'm just gonna go in free fly mode for the thing.
Oops.
Yeah, doing the same.
Is there a specific time of day
Sorry
we
about
should be
that.
looking at Heimdall?
I don't have the clock feature on. I don't know. So, usually, like dusk in the Mistlands gives almost a reddish purpley glow, and so that did look kind of cool.
Okay. Did all my judges get here? I see JP and Balrond, Chisel.
I am
Oh
here.
my god.
Okay, so
Here
what
in
did we
the
define?
water, I will. Let's see.
Yeah, turn
I-
on debug mode, F5 debug mode, and then you
Yeah.
can hit Z to fly.
Oops.
Sorry about that. I did not anticipate trapping.
This
a bunch
is
of people.
awesome.
Oh no, you're good. Let me just re-teleport to. Hold on.
I did not exactly expect
There we go.
this,
Okay.
but I am surprised.
So while we wait for everyone to get here, I'm just going to go over the scoring one more time.
Wow.
You get 10 points just for showing up. No build is a 0. Then you get 1 to 10 points for aesthetics, 1 to 10 points for creativity, and 1 to 10 points for functionality. And then we do a community poll vote in our Discord where those total points are then added on top of the scores. So expect that poll to be up as soon as all the judges look at all the builds and start deliberating. All right, guys. Heimdall, you have the floor. Do you want to go ahead and tell us what we're looking at?
Well, originally my vision was like an Imperial fortress type of a thing, similar to the Inquisitor's Fortress in the latest like Kenobi series. And I kind of failed on that. I couldn't get the structure to work, and all the different things were like the scale was weird, and the roof kept falling apart. So I wound up with a docking bay for a TIE fighter. Is pretty much what this is.
The TIE fighter looks awesome. It's very, like, immediately recognizable. I don't think Valheim, I think Star Wars TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started our
very
talk
well
about like what we think of as science fiction, and the Star Wars came up a few times, and here we go from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do the Oh, it's a symbol from a sign. Okay, the cockpit really struck me, and I think it's a sign, right?
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, I
the
see
spider
now.
web emote or whatever for the sign.
That is very creative, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess what I kind of wanted was like a layer for like a Sith, a Sith Lord or a Sith. Actually, more along the lines of like just a Force user that was an Imperial servant type of a thing. So there's obviously the docking bay up top and everything outside, and then there is just the one room at the back that you can use the portal to get into, and it's kind of like I don't know, like the throne room that you would see maybe Vader or somebody else sitting in.
I think the scale is less of an issue with what you built and more the fact that it's in Valheim. Because in all those Disney things, especially when they show like those vistas and the Imperial bases, like it's how big the landscape is that allows that design to like work, right? Whereas here, because of the rocks from the Mistlands aren't like 20 times the size they are, it looks different, right? Is that what you meant by scale earlier?
Yeah, kind of. I had envisioned like a docking bay for like several TIE fighters, and then you get into what the structure that you can actually support is, and that is not the reality to have like a big, ominous looking spire coming off of the top here. So yeah, it just came out differently than I had anticipated, and I hadn't had a chance to practice it at all. So, but I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Very, very cool. Instantly recognizable. Incredible submission, Heimdall. I appreciate it. I'll go ahead and move you down, and then the judges
Did
can
you
deliberate.
guys go to the? I have
Oh, is there
one
more?
quick-
Wait, there's more.
I have one
there's-
more
just at the
question.
back. There's like a door underneath the TIE fighter.
When we are on the topic of the door, how do I get to the TIE fighter? I want to get inside.
Unfortunately, I didn't figure out a way to make an entrance in a cockpit inside the TIE fighter.
Gosh darn it.
It's still got a really cool little interior here with the dragon teeth.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the hologram, so the Emperor pops up and tells you that you need to do something or die.
It also reminds me of the Dark Pyramid of the Sith, where they had the holocrons with the knowledge, like the kind of a temple, a Sith temple.
Got a decent amount of comfort in here.
All the little lights on the walls too, reflecting into the pillars. It looks great.
I mean, at the end of the day, Sith loved comfort.
All right, thank you, Heimdall. It's a very impressive submission, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, any thoughts on this one, judges?
Very
Strong
good
start.
creation.
Agreed. I think someone also in chat mentioned it was a very strong way to begin. So we already got, instantly we got Star Wars, so...
Right.
A strong sci-fi
even the
theme.
Spider web
Yes.
and everything, some unique ways of doing the pieces for sure. This is awesome.
I'm just opening my dock thing.
Yeah, no worries. What do you guys think in chat? Lighting is great. Okay. Perfectly recognizable.
Well, I find few little things that could make it even better. Like few more lights that are missing here, probably. Maybe some little of effect to emphasis more on the like the whole TIE fighter that's like more of an electronic actual ship. I don't know exactly how would I go about putting lights into it, but it's something that that it put this whole TIE fighter into life. More than a statue, right?
Agreed. I made it a little bit more easy to see on the stream, so 0 to a 50 is a perfect build. What are you guys thinking?
It's great, but it could be way more, I think. like it still has those little, let's say, lacking points for me. The idea is absolutely outstanding. The way the whole TIE fighter was made, but I think that the problem was that the first vision of Heimdall was a failure. So he spent a very big amount of time on that first vision that failed him, and he needed like a plan B. And if he'd gone from the start with the plan B, he would probably have way more detail and those little, let's say, little gimmicks around the whole station that are missing here.
Yeah, I agree. I think the TIE Fighter itself, really well done. It could be cool to see the environment of it come to life a little. You know, even a first thought that comes to mind, like trying to do armor stands with some type of armor to almost represent like the, you know, stormtroopers or other things like standing in the line guarding it or at the door, or other interesting things, but very good use of pieces and things for the TIE Fighter itself. This is very impressive. It looks really cool.
I would say, for example, having a little gug lanterns as lasers, or like light markers, like typical torches on the edges to give that little, let's say, little life to the TIE Fighter, right? Because that's what I say. It looks amazing, but it still looks more of a statue. It doesn't have yet that little life to it.
Yeah, for me, it's all the TIE Fighter. The TIE Fighter is like so good, it makes the rest look like, yeah, you can tell something happened and then it had to be rushed, right?
Yeah, I think he wasn't satisfied with how it was coming along. So at the end, he just decided to complete it as much as he could. Still very, very strong submission.
Yeah, Haim's I mean, he's one of the, I think he participates in almost every one, right? And he does really, really good work. His builds are great.
Do you guys have your scores?
Yes,
I do.
Maybe next we'll go look. Did Left and Teensy say they wanted to be last, or was that Conshonery? I think that was Conshonery.
They want to seal the deal like the last time.
Oh, we can do Bree. She's ready for us. So I'll go ahead and grab her.
Which portal should we go to get to her, or we just teleport?
Hey, Bree.
I just zoom the map in and teleport right on them, and that seemed to work.
So did you want us to come through the portal at the start area, or did you want us to just teleport there?
The portal comes... Yeah, the portal comes to where I am now, but you can also teleport straight to me, whatever's easier.
Okay.
But I have a couple of requests just because it's nighttime and it's not going to be easily seen. Can you please pop your screens to time of day for midday? I think it's 5. And I've just finished repairing everything, so please can you put it to Envo clear, because I really don't want to sit and repair it all again.
All right, I'm at the portal area.
Okay, time of the day set. The environment has changed to clear.
Thank you very much, because it's taking me forever, and you'll understand why when we go in. Just because of what's there and how much is there, can you just go through the portal one at a time? And it's this portal just here, and just take a second to let it load in before you walk out. Otherwise, I don't want people to fall through the floor.
Which portal is it at the portal hub?
Oh, so there's one at the portal hub. Yeah, it's called Bree Games at the back.
Yep, I see it. So you wanted us to come through one at a time.
Portal. Yeah, no. Oh, no, that comes to me. So you go through that, and then I'm at a second one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yep, cool. And then it's the portal to the area that I'll need you guys to just take it one at a time.
Alrighty. Alright, we're in.
Yep, and then when you're ready, just open the door and off you go. There's no really need to explain it all. It's pretty obvious. What's yeah.
Who will do the honors?
Whoever owns the area.
What do we have?
Who was the
It
first
was
one
open for
through?
me, but I didn't open it though. Yeah.
We're so polite.
I'm gonna go back through if you guys want to open the door. And then I'll come back
I left
through.
every other door open. I just didn't want this one open because otherwise you see everything. So I'm kind of being a bit sneaky with that. But can you get out yet? Yep. Feel free to fly around because you probably won't see it properly otherwise.
Yeah, we can't get out. At least I
okay.
can't. Oh, wait. There we go.
I just deleted the door instead.
That works.
Can I get out?
Okay.
Nice view.
Wow.
And when you're finished flying around here, just follow the path. It's literally one direction. It'll take you throughout the whole place.
This gives me a strong Treasure Planet vibes.
This is a third of what I built in practice. I ran out of time trying to get it all in. I kind of, just ran with it.
This is awesome. Such a cool blimp and everything. Why?
So, what sci-fi property did you go with? Just so everyone's aware.
It's steampunk.
It's steampunk. So you chose an entire genre to represent.
This is great.
Yep. So it's essentially the Zeppelins come in, they load all the stuff from their ships to this area. The stuff that I didn't end up getting to is all the factories and things, but that's because it's just so far down the line of what I designed that I just didn't want to do bits and pieces that didn't connect. So I just built what I could in the direction that it was supposed to be done in, and only got to where I got to.
I love your water wheel. That's really impressive. At the bottom, in the dining room with the spiral staircase, is just stunning.
Oh yeah.
Yep, this one takes the torch when it comes to the size right now.
Cool use of the rock
So, yeah.
too to kind of overhang and have the docking for the blimp. That's great.
I like all the shiny flame metal.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't actually need a lot of support. When I built it the first time, it had so much in it was ridiculous. And then I built it a second time and it had even less. And then I built it this time and it literally had 2 bands. And I was like, that's boring looking. So I'll put everything back in for the detail because it just has that pop from the dark wood. But it doesn't actually need it to stay up without it breaking apart. But it does take damage from the rain, so...
I like the little fireplaces that you did with the ash stone in the iron grate. That's really cool. I've never seen something like that.
I did a similar one in the previous comp, but I couldn't remember exactly how I did it, so I just kind of winged it to get it to do it.
Right. Happy says, this is so cool, the whole vibe feels great. I agree.
The amount of details. I'm currently sitting inside the inn, and everything is very well made.
Have you guys seen the gondola?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yep, and it brings you down.
I like how it feels like it's really high up. Like you feel like you can fall and it feels in place.
Yeah, so it's essentially supposed to be all the gear comes off the ships, it gets lowered down via the cranes into the area that I had, I was working on before the event started, cart tracks and stuff for all the coal to be pushed around. But all the stuff that you've walked through so far is pretty much where the workers of the area would be. So where the stuff's stored, where they eat, where they get their stuff repaired, their lodgings and the local tavern pub that's in the area. And then everything that's sort of hasn't been built was literally down in the mist. So you literally went under the mist level and it was all down there. But there was just so much that I'd built. There was no way I could get it all done in 24 hours when it took me 2 weeks to design it and delete it and redo it and delete it again. So, yeah, I just went with what I could get done in the time.
It's amazing
It's
how much
insane.
you got done.
Conshari says, looks absolutely fantastic. Great work, Bree. I love the clock at the top of the building here. It's the little details that really pop. Incredible submission once again. Thank you for kind of walking us through it, and I wish you good luck while the judges deliberate. And I'll bring you back down.
Okay. Okay. See ya.
I don't even have words, guys.
I mean, this takes the torch. It would be hard to compete from this point.
Yeah, very
So
creative. And
grand.
just the gondola thought for the use of portals to get up to the build, the way the terrain is incorporated into the whole build. And yeah, just everything inspires the next.
The detail here, the whole idea of how said, making of those carts and the mechanical pieces. I mean, for me, this takes absolutely the top of the tops right now. We had a strong start with Star Wars, but goddamn. And well, I'm a big fan of the Treasure Planet animation, and this definitely gives me the Treasure Planet vibes.
Happy makes a good point. He says, with a quote, I went with what I could get done, end quote, and then builds a whole freaking town. Like, it's so incredibly impressive. Valheim Gal says that she thinks she didn't sleep. So, I mean, I looked in Discord and it says she's been playing Valheim for 24 hours straight. So, very strong submission from...
That would explain the
from Bree.
size.
Right, yeah, it really
That
tells a
explains
story in the build.
why
Yeah.
she sounds so tired.
Did you guys get your scores?
I'm almost ready.
Yep.
I agree, Valheim Gal. You know the competition's firing up when your best builders are bringing it, and now people who've only done a Planeswalker event once or twice are putting up good competition. So it elevates everyone when everyone gives it their all. Incredible build, Bree. Happy says, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Speeds on the world. Guess we can go to left next.
All right.
Just gonna give him a quick DM so I don't scare him by pulling him up in the middle of his conversation. Hey, Left.
Hey,
Hello.
Do you want us to come to you via portal, or do you want us to teleport to you?
it's possible. So the latest portal is called Left Verne for Jules Verne, because Teensy and I would like to bring you to the Lost Islands.
All right, I'm at the hub. And what area of the hub is it at?
If you come from the entrance, it's more or less straight in the back. So in the left upper corner. But I can come through, also for all who have been already started their portal to my position. I'm back now to the starting to pick up the others.
I don't see you yet.
Oh. I was jumping too much, so I got teleported back. Okay.
Okay, so the last in the back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Adventure time.
Yeah. So, in terms of Jules Verne, Lost Island, of course, it would be a part of the story. If you look into the direction where I'm just facing, and for all those who have the map, it's the direction of the Black Forest. And if you come in the morning fog, you see all the boats who try to find the lost island but couldn't make it through the passage because they do not have a Nautilus.
Okay, I'll stop you for a second. Do you want us to change the weather or time of the day where we'll be looking at it?
If you go to 6 o'clock in the morning, and if you go the environment to fog, and if you fly, then of course you have the best motion of this part of the Lost Island.
I think that would be 0.3.
An environment
about-
sent to Misty.
Misty, yeah.
Oh yeah, that definitely changes it a lot.
I love the Drakkar, like, sideways. Clearly something's wrong with that boat. How's the crashed feel?
And do we come this way left, or?
Yeah, I can. Of course, I can't fly, but if you go more or less where you can see the narrow passage where they all try to pass, but they failed, so they got stuck, and the teeter made some ships even up into the woods.
I see.
So, and of course you can fly above the water. I have to run around. We go straight to the mountain because one of the unique features of the Lost Island is his volcano, which we can see soon.
So what property or genre did you pull your build from?
No, it's Teensy and myself, of course, are not that young age anymore, so it's for us, Sci-Fi started with Glenn Roddenberry, magazines and short stories, and Jules Verne was one of the famous sci-fi authors for our age.
Okay. It's hard to see how you guys have gone pretty far. I guess I'm going to need to fly here. There you are.
Yeah, so far he showed us the geography, and where there's this cove here, this like inland sea. So they made like a choke point where the ships were trying to get through, and now they're showing us where they go after that, I guess.
Yeah, because the Lost Island, normally, of course, if there would be a capability to dig in Valheim, you would make the base, let's say, under it. And if you go now to a night scheme, of course, you can enjoy the lava part of the Lost Island volcano.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it depends on your settings, how close you have to go to see more or less from the bottom to the top how the lava is floating down.
That's a very clever way of using fire.
Very. Very ominous looking.
Yeah, it does look cool at night.
I agree, Ashton.
In
It's
the
very
mean-
clever.
In the meantime, I will go now in the direction where his famous submarine is under construction and just get built. So if you come near to my position, you have the chance to see the Nautilus in construction.
Oh, this is really cool.
You see the latest technology in terms of propeller technique for the boat.
Nice, using the sword.
Streamlined, and of course at the top, as normal, of each submarine we find the way in.
Oh, I died. That's funny. I hit the water, so I don't even know what killed me.
So you see here we have the raincoat, bad weather conditions, and if you follow me along the cabins of the crew, you come to the steering and of course to the navigation table and
that's great.
all.
This is spacious.
Yeah, did the full interior. I love it. This is really cool.
And if we go back down to the Great Hall, where of course you can enjoy, yeah, of course, the shot and the trophies from their journeys getting placed, passing to the library where he wrote all the stories and gather all the informations which are necessary for his journeys.
Nice.
I like this. It's very. It's like cozy, in like a homey kind of way. Like almost, it does make you feel like somebody was staying here.
Definitely.
Yeah. And as we are in the sea, and food is never be a problem, of course, in the dining room we have all kinds of seafood and other food always available, so that no one need to be hungry.
The interior of this is really cool. I love that you can like walk around and it's decorated. It's awesome.
All right.
And of course we need the kitchen, where we have some parts on the roof, small, tiny, and we have one more hatch, of course, to the top or to the front, which is still under construction.
So there's an upstairs, right, from where I'm at now?
Yeah, of course. If you missed it or if you went already down, yes, you can go upstairs. The steep ladders.
Oh yeah, over here. Okay.
And then you have the cabins for the crew, and of course the steering.
like the little quarters for the crew. I like it a lot. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. That's how Teensy and I would like to introduce Jules Verne to Sci-Fi.
It's a really strong submission. Thank you, Left, and thank you, Teensy, if you go back and watch the VOD, for helping Left with this, and I wish you both good luck.
Great work.
All right, thank you, thank you for judging me, or
Yeah.
us.
Take care.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this one, guys?
I was shocked.
Functionality is great.
I thought it was all simple. They showed the mountain and stuff, and then this, and damn, the inside,
Yeah,
it's
it was cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I was a little bit lost, like where this is going while first seeing the ships, then seeing the mountain. I first did not understand like about whom he was talking about, due to the English translation, of course, but now I can see it, and well, my father was a big fan of this, so it kind of brings some nostalgia with his stories, because my father was the one who introduced me to the science fiction.
Is this kind of what you meant with when you said the TIE fighter having like an interior and feeling more
Yes.
like real, you know? I mean,
Yes,
this is like
this
they're
is it.
building it, we can go inside it, anything wasn't finished. Oh, it's part of the construction. It's under construction, you know? Like,
Right,
it's pretty
right.
good.
No, the cool way to weave it into the story, really nice that there was an interior included that also had its function and everything. Creativity with the steering wheel and the clubs and everything. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I first thought like, yeah, this is just a construction, like it would be just a shell, but the whole interior with everything was a surprise.
Very. Do you guys have your scores?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, take your time. What do you guys think, chat? Berserk says those doors are really cool. B-Vitamin says it's cool. Really neat port windows. Seems like chat really likes it, so another really strong submission. You know, we still got a couple more left, but Speed says slick. Gatos says the reference is a bit before my time, but it's an awesome build. I agree. You don't have to be familiar with the property or the franchise in order to appreciate just a really good build. Happy says, I think it's very cool. The interior was way larger than it seems from the outside. Loved Left's work. I agree. Left always puts in a lot of thought behind his build. Every part of it tells a story. You guys ready?
I'm just admiring the propeller on the back, made of swords. Yeah, I'm done with scoring.
Alright. Valheim Gal says, first time seeing a volcano. Very creative. Very unique. So yeah, seems very positive, this one. If you guys have your scores, we can go ahead and move on to the next one. Let's do Gatoth and Opal next, because I think Contronery wanted to go last. Alright, let me go ahead and pull them over. All right, pulling him up. Hey, Gatoth.
All right here. Hello, hello.
Hey, you have the floor. What are we looking at here? And is there a specific time of day or environment we should be using?
No, it's looking good the way it is. So if you guys
You cut off there, Gatoth.
Yeah, if you guys just want to come through the portal, I'll go ahead and give you a tour. What you're looking at is hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Klingon outpost.
Yep, Klingon Outpost Chivo. And we've based it around the storyline about the time in give me just a second.
Yeah, take your time.
So this is when Worf had lost his honor and regained it back. He clawed his way back from discommendation.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going ahead. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm turning myself down. That delay's killing me.
Mute the stream.
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is right after Worf got his honor back from being basically an outcast from the Klingon people. Here on the ground floor, we have a little area where they can come in and hang out. We've got some fermenters over here if they want to, have something to drink, because Klingons wouldn't drink, not them. But and over here is if you've committed any kind of crime against the Empire, this is where you end up. And this is actually a lava flow that we'd had terraformed for this purpose. It does have a slab because, well, you don't get a soft, comfy bed if you've committed any kind of crime. And we've got our guards standing out here, and this is where we would feast. And I did want to point out that although they are not wriggling, this is supposed to represent a Klingon delicacy called gak, which is basically live bloodworms.
Okay.
But we kind of threw that in there, and I did want to show you one other thing that inside this little prison here, there's actually a toilet complete with toilet paper. Opal wanted me to show you that. She kind of threw that in there, so we used the linen as your toilet paper.
Oh, that's very creative.
And then if you'll come and past these guards here and go up the spiral staircase in the center of the room, I will take you on the rest of the tour.
Valheim Gal says, wow, the ceiling alone took a hot minute. Gatoth always has such a fun story to tell.
So if we come up here and turn left, we're going to enter our council chamber. And up here is where all of our Klingon council members would sit. And if you're addressing them, then you're going to be on these podiums. If it were to be a trial, this here would be the person defending the person on trial. And our person on trial would be in this cage here. And if the defense attorney does their job, then well, everything is all good. If not, they come over here to this teleporter pad. I would like one of you judges to try this, but please be in God mode.
All right.
But you would come over and be forced with either pain sticks or just shoved up onto this teleporter, and you guys will see what happens.
That's great.
Yeah. If you screw up in Klingon culture, you're probably gonna die.
Face down into lava.
Yep.
Right. That's cool.
And then back over here is a couple of double iron doors off this room, and this is going to be where the council members, if you'll notice the sign there, council members only, when they're here and council is in session at this outpost, this is where they live. And in keeping with the Star Trek universe, the Klingons don't like regular beds, they're just too soft, so they get Is one of our judges stuck under the house, or did you get free from there?
No, I got free.
Yeah, I'm all good to go. Yeah.
And then we'll come out here through this door and go across, and over here is our war room. This would be where all of our plans for our various battles are made. And once we've studied our maps, we would go over here to these tables and have our discussions as to how we're going to do things. Over here's our console operators. We have troop deployment that we're monitoring. We have enemy movement that's being monitored, the comms array, and then this guy right here, he's really important because when things go all to crap, you need the encrypted emergency channel.
Okay.
So, but this is Klingon Outpost Chiva. It is actually run by Worf, and so that was our in keeping with the I guess kind of canon-ish of Star Trek. He was given his family name back. He was given his commendation back, so that he is now a part of the Klingon people again. But and
very, very strong submission, Gatov, complete with story and all. Valheim Gal says, beam me up, Gatov. Actor says 10 extra points. Clever from Conshonery. Nice interest with the bone stack, says Berserk. So lots of positive responses to your build. Very strong from you and Opal. And if that's it, thank you again. And I will go ahead and drop you down with the rest of the build.
Well, it as usual, it was a pleasure. Look forward to hearing the results.
Thanks again. What do you guys think of this one?
I really like the ceilings.
Well,
ceilings are cool. I love the little lava pit.
Oh yeah, the lava pit got
Go
me.
face first. Love when they, using the terrain like that because it's in the Ashlands. That's cool.
Definitely a lot of
Good
thought
story.
and very
Yeah.
creative with the way he used the terrain
Yeah.
with his build. And not many people build in the Ashlands. It's just not a very common place you would expect to build in a competition to be.
I mean, in the terms of like the story of Star Trek and Klingons, like okay, this fits well. I very much like the monitors in the war room. That's a nice detail. The size of it and like the spaciousness, with the little, maybe not gimmicks. How do you call it? References, right? References to Star Trek here and there. Seems very nice.
Are you guys' scores coming along?
Yeah, I'm nearly done.
We have one left.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to see it build in the Ashlands. It's been a while.
I agree. You don't see a lot of them, not even in survival.
Right, right.
But it looks like Conshonery is also in the Ashlands. So I think this is going to be unique. I'm calling it now. Conshonery has done something very cool in the Ashlands, and we're about to be very impressed.
It'd be very hard to raise the bar.
Cool lighting. Ashlands is the perfect setting for a good sci-fi build. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Conshonery judged so that we can find out who's going to be winning, and of course post that community poll. All right, he's ready. I'm going to pull him up. Hey, Con.
Hello, hello.
How goes
How's
it?
everybody? Good.
Are you ready for us?
Absolutely.
Can we teleport to you, or do we need to go through the portal hub?
Yep. Yeah, go through the portal. Y'all snuck in before I had a chance to tell you.
I'm going to the portal hub, so the stream has not seen anything yet.
That's all right. That's all right. It's a part of the deal.
Basically,
I mean, you can come out of the portal and see what it's going to look like. So, the idea behind this is we're actually taking you on a virtual tour because this site has been deemed too dangerous for actual people to be.
Is it Shonery Portal?
Exploring. It's the Cat and Con Sci-Fi.
Should we change the time of the day or environment?
Let's do midday. If you want to do the Ashlands clear environment, should be able to type Ash and hit tab twice.
You can always tell builders by how confidently they know the environment names.
Done that one a few times on this build. On the test builds, at least. So, what you're looking at is the holographic projection of this site because it has been deemed too dangerous for mere mortals to enter. So,
yeah, that is super
please
cool.
step through the hologram portal and join us. And we'll take you on a tour through Station Alpha.
That effect when you come through the portal, like,
yeah,
I have to address that real quick. What? How are you doing that?
It's a giant white circle. So for some reason, when you do a white graphic, it makes a filter, so it takes all the textures off everything.
Oh, so it's a sign.
Yeah, it's a sign with a white circle.
Okay. Really creative. Holy crap, that looks like a fucking portal.
Right. I thought it might have been something to do with the shield or whatever. That is really cool. I was like, wait, but I can't, see even around the edges. Like, that is awesome.
My favorite bits are the little blue spiky things, because on the outside you don't see them, but then when you go on the inside you see them.
Right, right. And then they add a cool contrast to the, black and white. That is so cool.
So the idea is, basically, this was our first venture into mining underground in Valheim. We discovered a rare ore in the grounds of the Ashlands and decided to start digging. So we've got a mine operation on the side here. But unfortunately, as we started mining, we started coming across some weird mutated creatures, and things started getting really dangerous. And the further and further we went, things got worse. And then at some point, there was an incident, and the station had to be abandoned. It became too dangerous. The creatures took over, and we have not been back until now. This is our first look at the station since about 6 months ago when the incident happened. So, I assure you, everything here, while it wants to kill you, cannot hurt you. We're not actually here. This is a hologram, so don't fear. Everything's okay. But feel free to join me as we step into Station Alpha.
Dude, I love this sign
is so cool.
This sign is so cool out front with the Gyal trophy.
Oh yeah.
That is really cool.
The computer. Oh, so yeah, you're still not seeing
the nature part.
Yeah, you're not getting everything, Bjorno, on your stream. I'm noticing.
Okay, do I have to reset my environment?
On the item scans. You might have to leave and come back. I'm not sure why it's not showing up, but yeah, for some reason not everything's coming in. Or you know what? Do you have the setting on your all item stands, all items to hide them?
I don't believe so.
Hit F1. There's a setting to hide item stands when there's something on it. I forgot to mention that has to be on for everybody for the full effect.
I don't have the BepInEx configuration manager installed.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well,
My apologies.
you'll just have to pretend you don't see item stands. It might kill the effect a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Still
I'm
need it to be
still-
that environment, so let me go back through.
Well, once we're inside, it's not really critical. It's really that first part.
I'm
Not a
still
big deal.
admiring the outside.
Okay. There's a lot to see. A lot of little
Honestly,
creatures and
if
things.
there wasn't even an inside, this would have been great. But now the inside has loaded, and I'm shocked.
That's really cool.
Yeah, feel free to wait and let things load because there's probably a lot of things on item stands that'll take a bit.
Yep.
So, if you need to take a break, there's a bathroom upstairs there. Feel free. That is a public bathroom for anybody in the lab.
It
So
definitely says
essentially,
there's
this
an
is
item there.
this is our research facility where, as we were mining and coming across some of these creatures, we grabbed a few and started studying them. So we did some dissecting and trying to learn a little bit about some of these crazy creatures we're coming across here. But like I said, they started taking over too much, so it got a little bit hairy.
This is so incredibly cool.
Yeah, feel free to let that load in there, Bjorno. There's a lot there.
Yeah, and I haven't even seen it all yet.
Yeah, none of the lighting's showing up for you yet or anything?
Holy shit.
On the stream?
Oh yeah, the lighting just got in. Wow. It's just getting better and better.
I don't think I was supposed to
How do
see
you-
this yet.
How do you
but I
reset your
saw it.
environment?
Did you sneak in the hole? Don't go in the hole
That
yet.
is so cool.
Sneaky.
How do you reset your environment with dev commands? Is it environment reset?
Is it that or is it -1? I know that's something sometimes.
I think
I'm
that was
not
the
entirely sure.
time to
You
reset
can-
the time.
I think you're good. It's looking good on stream besides a few of the item stands.
Okay.
I just
Definitely
don't think
want-
everything's loaded in for you.
Yep. Everyone who gets an opportunity, the Val-Con Vanilla server is open to the public, so you guys can do your own walkthrough. I encourage it. If you want the full effect, getting it on the stream won't do it justice. Go and join the Val-Con Discord and come tour the build yourself. All these builds that we've done today. Go and take a look at them.
I can't figure out why certain things are not showing up on item stands for you. I've got creatures on the wall that are just not loading in. Either way, they will.
It's
So feel
still-
free to join me
yeah.
going through here. This is where the incident happened. We when mining, we broke into a cavern and
This is crazy.
Mech Mama showed up and came out of the lava and absolutely destroyed everything. So we had to leave.
Oh wow.
And this is her lair.
Oh my.
Absolutely nuts.
Wow.
What?
Using the piles as like the terrain, literally.
Mm-hmm.
That is really.
definitely did
cool.
not
And
spend
the
4 hours
lighting,
doing
holy
that.
cow.
This is so extremely creative. It's like each one of these is it in itself a submission you could have done. There's like 3. Like what the hell?
I definitely
don't
get
have
one
words.
vibe.
What's the vibe you get? Balrond?
Rock and stone, brother.
Yeah, well, definitely that.
Deep Rock
Oh, yeah, still
Galactic.
lava.
Way
The
to go.
lava's not coming in for you, Bjorno. That's
I d-
unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but I'm still so incredibly impressed. This is beyond anything I have ever seen ever in this
that
game.
is-
This makes me really want Gizmo and Vanilla Valheim.
yeah, right?
This is
Ah,
so
yeah, the
well
whole
done
effect
with
is
that.
not there
Holy
for you,
cow.
though, Bjorno. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure why something's funky there.
Let me turn debug mode off.
Okay. That might be part of it. I don't know.
The
lava really is something
interior
that does it.
of this dome thing that the statue of the bone maw is in. how? I mean, it looks so much like a bone wall. It looks more like a bone wall than the bone wall look like. Like it has a full body. Like
It's a mech mom.
Right.
So yeah, what we found is that the creatures were feeding off of the heat and the electricity in the air, and when we built the research facility, they were attracted to it because of all of the power, and so they started feeding off of our electricity and mutating even more. So that's what you're seeing now. Is a couple years into research, we found some crazy creatures.
And
Yeah, I
like
don't know
the
what's going on with the
seam on
loading
the
of
wool
this.
thing, but the way like I see that it's not just it's like a Growlston shell maybe, and then you
Mhm.
have all of the. I thought it was just the same thing, but there's actually like layers to it because I see there's the black marble stuff, but then there's like a seam with coal, and then like a it's so cool.
Are you seeing the lava? The lava
No,
blob?
I am not seeing lava. I am also seeing item stands, but it doesn't matter, man. I'm already too
Oh.
blown.
That's-
I'm not ready.
That's the part though. Like that's the thing, man.
No,
That's
I
what's
can't
building it.
handle it. This is too cool already.
If anyone
I'm gonna
does have the
teleport
full
away and
lava,
teleport back.
I get a couple, but I don't see. Yeah, it's mostly the item stands for these, which I'm assuming like certainly cores and other things. If anyone does have the full rendering of the lava, it'd be great to see a screenshot of this room with the full like.
It
you know,
might-
if you ever want to share it, this is really cool.
Yeah, if
I'm not
anyone
sure it
has
might be
a
'cause that's
screenshot of the lava, if they could throw that into the Valheim events channel.
I can take some screenshots real quick.
Yeah, this is insanely cool. Holy cow! Even the big drill on the side coming through, and I.
Yeah, that was where the mining ended as we broke into the cavern here.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I see the lava lamps. Is that what I'm supposed to be seeing?
No, there's lava. I just posted a screenshot real quick to get a feel for it.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
stream
that's cool.
your screen, Conshonnery.
Yeah, we'll do. 1 second. All right, it's up.
And please bear with me stream while I set up a new source to pull from that.
Yeah, thanks, Speed, in chat there. There's supposed to be a setting on the item stands mod that does that, but if people want to manually try to hide them, that's fine. But the lava's still not going to show up if it's not loading, so is what it is.
All right, it's gonna be black for a
Yeah,
second.
it's the flame metal.
Yeah, it's the unused flame metal asset. I wonder if that's part of why it's not showing up for some people.
Maybe.
Setting it to Discord. All right, do you guys see that on stream? You guys should
Nope.
be seeing that.
Not yet.
It just loaded in here. Alright, we can see it on stream.
Yeah, now I see what I've been missing. Wow. This just keeps on giving.
There we go. That's the full effect.
right.
That's better.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
So essentially, we're underground, and it is yeah, this is the Mech Mama's cavern. She feeds from the lava, and this is where all her babies are coming from. So some of the other creatures you see are actually different stages: the larval form and the juvenile form of Mech Mama. And then as she grows, she becomes a little more mangled and demented.
Wow.
Really, the idea was we wanted to try to come up with something really unique that could be like almost its own biome in Valheim. Like if we ever did go underground in Valheim, maybe this is what it could look like.
man.
A
I
super
love that.
high-tech sci-fi biome or something.
Yeah, definitely getting the whole experience by watching your stream. I love that you decided to use the fader trophies for the tail kind of, or like the
for like the this is the juvenile form, I guess.
Yeah, I like how you did that. And then on the very end, you used the what is that on the end there? Like it looks like spinies on the end of it.
Oh, it's mandibles.
The mandible. Okay.
Yep. The little guys on the little spiders with serpent scale shield backs and wishbone legs.
Absolutely insane.
And then this guy, I don't know what he is. He's just another crazy scorpion-like creature that that we came up with.
Gives me alien vibes.
How much of this was contributed by Caterfly?
Oh, at least half. We definitely 50-50 this one. She built out the majority of this lab on her own while I was placing piles of rocks. And yeah, pretty much, I mean, like I said, about 50-50 on everything, really, between the creatures and the builds and things like that. As you can see, somebody left us a bit of a message here on the computer as well.
Yeah, just noticed that.
That's great.
It's the little things.
I'm gonna hop back up top in case anybody didn't catch anything up there.
Yeah, please show me the a lot of the item stands on the building when we came through the portal weren't loading in for me.
Okay.
I love all the little creatures and different things out here. Like, it's crazy. Honestly, if it was just this first part, it would be a strong contender. Like, I'm shocked.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of crazy random things.
How did you make the mine look at... Oh, no, I see. I get it. It's the fire pits. That's hilarious. It looks like one of those those underwater sea mines.
Yeah. Yeah. Thought that made a cool, like, shield generator tower. And then over on the far right side, you can see our hover train that gathers all the ore that we've mined from down below.
Yeah, I like the conveyor loading the ore into the base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Happy Days has a good idea that maybe we should stream our POV from Discord for these in the future.
Yeah, we could definitely make that. Yeah, we can always make that another thing we ask at the beginning with the environment and time of day is if do you want to share your point of view?
Yeah.
Also, Con, I'm now understand why you've been so happy when I mentioned the golden trees.
Yeah. Yeah,
you upped the game here. You upped the game.
We were trying to do something along those lines that's super different, something we've never seen before. So, spent a lot of time just playing with ideas, trying stuff.
Well, you definitely hit the nail on the head with this one. This is just when I thought that your last build was impressive. It just keeps going.
Appreciate that.
You just keep putting out banger after banger.
We had a lot of fun with this one. I like the theme. It lets you kind of let loose, you know. The last one was really fun, but you had to fit the storyline, so it was a little more limiting. This one, I feel like we could kind of just do no holds barred and whatever we wanted, really. So we did that. Also, I wanted to show off the bathroom on stream in case anybody needs to take a break here. There is a bathroom up top, by the way. I'm not sure if you heard that.
Probably one more drink and I'll need it.
Very comfortable toilet up there if, you know.
I love the nuclear symbol on the front door.
Biohazard. That's the biohazard symbol. It is definitely needed in there.
Yeah, remember, all employees must wash hands.
Yes, always.
Safety gear and safety first.
Everyone's losing their minds on the chat right now. This is incredible. Incredible submission, conch honoring Caterfly. Caterfly, give her props. That lab is...
Yeah, she's listening.
Chef's kiss.
Awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Thanks for checking it out. It was a lot of fun.
It was a pleasure, as always. All right, I just gotta end this stream real quick and go back. All right, I'm pulling you down.
Cool. See ya.
All right, what did you guys think about that one?
That's the hard question to answer.
Yep. I mean, I was impressed. Like step after step, the game was going up, and Con just broke the game in this one, I think.
Astrid said, best build I've ever seen. Wolf
Yeah,
Street
if I
is
were to
amazing.
take Valheim to sci-fi genre, this. Oh my god.
Deep
Yeah,
Rock
use of
Galactics all
pieces
the
and
way.
everything. Incredible.
You can even, if you just explore, you like see the story he was describing, right? There's these
Uh-huh.
tanks here, and one's busted open, and then it's like, it's so crazy. Like, as honestly, as soon as I saw the first thing and I saw the portal, I was like, okay, I'm voting. This is my favorite one so far. But then that feeling happened 3 more times in the same build. Like, that's nuts.
Yep.
Now I want a sci-fi game like Valheim.
I mean, just,
Yeah, right.
you can just sit here and admire this arc reactor.
Crazy cool.
All right, guys.
Yeah, even the way he did the shields and inside the minecart. Yeah, it's pretty
Yep.
cool.
I know it's going to be difficult to measure this one, but I hope you guys have your scores ready.
It'd be hard, like, to be fair, this kinda obliterates the competition.
It's almost
Yeah,
like
I mean,
beyond
it's,
what can be measured by our judging scores. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stream on one more brief break while you guys contemplate and talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, and then we'll come back and announce the winner. And of course, we'll get the community poll posted while we're on that break. So if you guys need a Discord invite, let me know in chat. I can post it, but that'll get posted here very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Yeah, I need a quick break myself. I'll be back in like 3-5 minutes max.
Seas on the plains, we're building empires of a new age. The music of the hammers on the nails, the architects have all come with the wind in their sails. The judges come to say, let's take a look at your fine display. We built our best, did all we could. We did our best to try and win the day. Vanilla only competition, good addition. Vanilla only build competition, good addition, good addition, good addition, good addition. The sun came up and led the way. The PlainsWalkers built it, and the PlainsWalkers will stay. The horn was blown, the gates opened wide. It was time for the judges to arrive. The judges come to say, let's take a look at your fine display. We built our best, did all we could. We did our best to try and win the day. Vanilla only competition, good addition, good addition. The sun came up and lit the way. The PlainsWalkers built it, and the PlainsWalkers must stay. The horn was blown, the gates opened wide. It was time for the judges to arrive. The judges come to say, let's take a look at your fine display. We built our best.
All right, guys. Poll's been posted. If you haven't, click that Discord invite link and vote on your favorite build.
Vanilla Good addition. Vanilla only build competition. Good addition. Good addition. Good addition.
Thanks for the follow, Buren. The scores are coming in. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Just another minute, everybody. We are back. I hope you guys are all ready. We're about ready to announce the winner of today's event. Hello,
Heard it was
everyone.
fun, though. Hello, hello.
I mean, I sound like a broken record at this point. Every event I say that we get blown away, and it truly, from the bottom of my heart, today blew us away. Everyone's build rocked. You all brought it. All of you should be proud of what you guys have all submitted today. But we have a clear winner for today's Sci-Fi battle. So we'll go ahead and start with our first place. In first place, again, with a third win in a row, is Con Shonery and Caterfly.
Aw, thanks. It's fourth, by the way.
See, I'm losing count now. Fourth win in a row. They are the ones to beat. Every one of you tried so hard, and I gotta commend all of you. That's why we have a second and third place finish. In second place, which also got quite a bit of community votes as well, is Bree. Congratulations.
Hell yeah. Congrats, Bree. You've been muted a while. I don't know if you're still there. She was having internet problems.
Yeah, she says she's watching on the Twitch. So shout out to Bree.
I'm on my phone, sorry. I can't get the internet to work.
Silver is still a very good finish for what we saw today.
Absolutely.
And rounding out
amazing.
with the bronze, we have Left and Teensy. Congratulations.
Heck yeah. Congrats.
No,
all
thank
of you.
Thank you so much.
All of you had amazing builds, and you all brought really good story and backgrounds to each of the builds. Thank you again to JP. Thank you, Chiselchip. Thank you to Balrond. Thank you to everyone who came today to build. Our judges, do you guys have any final thoughts on how today went?
Well, thanks for inviting us. It was just stunning, absolutely stunning, and saw things that I never would have expected to see. I was blown away by all of you. So really great work across the board, for sure.
Balrond, JP, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, I didn't expect any of this, really, and I was blown away by what was created here. I'm very happy I could be here as a judge and as a visitor to view all this, and can't wait to see more of everyone's creations in the future.
Any closing thoughts, JP?
Oh, same as always, to be honest. I've seen a lot. People have shown me a lot of worlds. I've had tours of heavily customized worlds, yet I'm still shocked and surprised at even like a build that doesn't do well in these competitions, I learn things from every single little detail. And I always take things away from each thing I see, and then later in the future, when I'm doing something in my own work, I remember that element or that roof or that chair or that animal or that creature or that silhouette, and I use that element. So it's a remarkably therapeutic process that teaches me a lot. So I'm very grateful to be able to participate in it again.
And of course, our winner, Conchonery and Caterfly. Any thoughts on what is now a 4th win in a row?
I just want to say thanks to the judges, and we have a ton of fun doing this. We are going to take a break next month, just so everybody knows. Can't do it next month, so won't be in that one, but we've had a ton of fun doing these. It's just a really good excuse to be able to work together and spend some time together, being creative, and I love seeing everyone's builds. They're all inspirational. I always see, like others said, something new that I've never seen before. And that's what it's all about, right? It's just coming up with really cool creative ideas and flexing some of that creativity. So we have a ton of fun.
No better way to end today's broadcast than with another well-deserved win from both Conchonery and Caterfly. Very strong submission from them. All the builds today were amazing. Our judges were incredible. I have nothing else for you all. We know who won. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next month.
Thanks again, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Good one.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We truly appreciate the support. Have a great weekend, and take care.